Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. Your host is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her? Yanmitra appreciates you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is her sincere hope that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Good morning. I don't know why I felt like singing that. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Good morning, Miss Leah. How you doing? My name is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Hope you guys are ready to get this morning started. Let me get the other page up, and I'm coming. I'm coming because we're going to talk about some stuff today. Good morning. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Good morning. Good morning. All right. And I just realized sometimes I've got to take time to say my name because I say it so fast that people may not know what I'm saying. So my name is Yanmitra. The J is pronounced like a Y. Yanmitra. Jojo is my nickname. What better place to be than here with me? I am your only Live Past Crazy specialist. So let's get right into our fearless quote of the day. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know why I feel like dancing this morning, but let's go with that. How about that? Quote of the day. A woman is the full circle, because we're still in Women's History Month. No, there's a lot going on. We're still in Women's History Month. A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. And that's by Diane Merrichild. A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. You, my sister, are the full circle. And don't ever doubt it. Don't think any different. Don't do that. I had to whip my... Has y'all grandpa... I love my grandpa. I always tell grandpa stories on my Uncle Joe. Good morning, Kimberly. How you doing? They said, I gotta wet my whistle, gal. Anybody remember that? You remember that? All right, so today, y'all, there's a couple of things I want to talk about, and I don't know if I can combine them all in one, and they may be tomorrow's show, but we're going to see. So today's Fearless Thought of the Day is, but what? But is my favorite, used to be one of my favorite words. But what? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So in this whole process, before we get to the book, we've got to do the healing part to get to, that's going to break us down to the book part. So I found a great definition of healing. Healing means, and that means healing from most life experiences that created wounds, defense strongholds, limited beliefs, false mental paradigms, and challenges to your self-esteem and confidence. The courage to be faithful, to be your true self, reset, rest on your willingness and ability to heal. So on this journey, and if we doing all the things we talked about, you've got to heal some things, okay? You got to work some things out. And you've got to heal from your limiting beliefs, your mental stronghold, your defensive strongholds, and the things that challenge your confidence and your self-esteem. Now, you may not want to do that because, let me mark this. When we do that, it means you have got to deal with some other things, right? And I'm a firm believer that some of us do not heal because we don't want to deal with those certain things. We don't want to have to go through the process of it, okay? So, but what? So we're going to talk about some of the things that challenge you so that you don't heal. What are the things that you put in place that you don't heal? And then we're going to get to the buts. Let's get to the buts first. If we take away the buts, now what? For each but that you have in life, you've got to answer a question. How long have you held on to it? What was the source of it? And is it real? I would go here, but what? I can't afford it. I would go here, but it is too hard. I would go here, but what is the source of that but? How long have you been holding on to but? B-U-T-T. How long have you been holding on to it? And is it real? Is your but real? I would go back to school, but I just ain't got the time. I ain't got the money. I would start a new relationship, but you know, everybody crazy. I don't want to. I would go on a trip, but you know, I hate traveling by myself. I would go on a cruise, but I'm afraid of water. How long? So you got 3 questions to ask after you say your but. Jojo, how long have you been saying but for that? How long have you been holding on to that? Number 2, where did you get it from? Why are you putting but at the end of something that you clearly want to do? See, in that statement, you talked yourself into it and out of it in one breath. I want to go to another country, but I can't because I'm afraid of flying. You have 3 negatives to 1 positive. Why are you adding a but? How long have you been holding on to it? What is the source? Who gave it to you? And is it real? Why are you canceling everything out in the same breath that you're giving it? Why are you canceling everything out in the same breath that you're giving it? So it can't be everybody else's fault. At some point, it's yours. At some point, you added that but. And if you didn't add the but, you accepted it. Or you allow somebody else to give you one. Jojo, you can't fly. But why? Because I'm afraid of flying. What are you going to do with that but? What does that but mean? How long have you been holding on to it? What is the source of it? And is it real? I would start. Good morning, TT. Like y'all know, I want to own a bookstore. There will be a bookstore. And here's how I talk myself in and out of it in one breath. I would own a bookstore, but I don't know how to do that. So I guess I ain't. Who told me that? How long I've been holding on to that story? And is it real? No, no, and no. So today, we're talking about our butts today. B-U-T-T. I'm sorry, B-U-T. Only 1 T. I'm trying to put your behinds on there. Just 1 T. But I want there to be a live past crazy. Let's use JoJo because we're going to do confessions and conversations. I want there to be a live past crazy university. But it's hard. I want to have that bookstore, but I don't know how. I want to have this retreat coming up in August called Sisters Rising. But, you know, I don't know if anybody going to come. I want to continue to travel the world. I do have 1 international speaking engagement, but I don't know if anybody going to hire me for anything else. You see how easily you can talk yourself in and out of something in one breath? Come on, TT. We about to open up one together. TT and JoJo. It's going to be a bookstore chain. A to the man. I received that. Because there is no buts. Because if we ask ourselves, how long have we been holding on to it? Number one. Number two, what is the source of that but? Number three, is it real? Is what you're saying real? JoJo, I can't go with you because I would go with you, but I don't like to travel that way. I would do this with you, but I don't want to leave my mama now. I would be great, but I'm a mama. I would do this, but I'm a single mother. I would do this, but I'm married with kids. So, I would go back to school, but who gonna watch my kids? Y'all, I went back to school fresh out of a shelter with no kids and my family 400 miles away. Your butt, as Grant Cardone said, your excuses will always be valid. They're always going to be valid. But what are you going to do about it anyway? He said that's the difference between being interested and committed. If you're interested, your buts and your excuses will always be valid on why you can't do it. If you're committed, your buts and your excuses will never be valid on why you can't do it. So ask yourself this morning, your but, B-U-T. I was putting 2 T's on there. But what? Ask yourself this question. And some of us, we're afraid to ask ourselves this question because then it may start the healing process of something we don't want to heal from because we are addicted to the story that we're telling and we're addicted to the outcome and the result that we get from telling the story. See, as long as I could tell y'all I lived in a shelter and I had to borrow other people's underwear and I didn't have a toothbrush and I didn't have, as long as I could hold on to that story, you was giving me a different result and a different outcome. But when I said this part of my life doesn't define me, yes, there was a shelter. Yep, I picked up pennies off the street to feed the kids. Yep, I went without eating. Yes, I washed my clothes in the bathtub. Yes, I wore the same clothes every single day. I wore the same bra every day. I washed it once a week. Absolutely. But what? When are you going to answer those questions? And until you're ready to get to that part, you won't start the healing process of the story that you've been telling or the story that you have adapted or the story that you've been told. Okay? You've got to start the healing process. And some of us, we don't want to answer those buts because we don't want to start the healing process. We don't want to do that because that's hard. Self-care is gangster. It's hard. And it is the ultimate sacrifice of yourself to heal yourself, to begin to get past that story that you insist on hanging on to. You're the one insisting on hanging on to that butt. And in that butt is your habit of waiting. Your habit of doing nothing. Your habit of making excuses. So here's some of your challenges. Here's some of the challenges that you have getting past your butt and your challenges, right? You're in denial that you have a problem. Like, JoJo, like for real, I would do this, but like for real, I cannot. Like, you don't understand. I have anxiety around this thing. And I feel like I'm going to pass out every time. We have literally worked ourselves up into a frenzy about the thing. It is our mind that gets us caught. Remember in that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway? 80% of the fear that we feel and the anxiety comes from the thought of it, not the action of it. It comes from the thought of the thing, not the action of the thing. So you mean to tell me 20% of what I'm afraid of, 80% of what I'm afraid of is just my thoughts? And there's only 20% of action that could get me over my fear? So I'm not willing to gamble on those odds? Denial, blame. You're blaming somebody else for your butt. I would do this, but mama and them crazy. I can't do it. I would do this, but my family don't support me. I would go move over here, but I don't want to leave mama. I would do this, but I don't want to leave my son. I don't want to leave my daughter. I would do this, but the Lord hasn't told me yet. Some of y'all, you giving out all the responsibility to the Lord for the reason why you ain't moved when the Lord is steady telling you to go. I'm going to stay here till Jesus tell me to go. And every morning he tell you to go. And every day you insist that you cannot. And so your butt stands. So you are in denial. You blame. You rationalize. That means you explain why you can't do the thing you do. You explain it away. You use your distractions. I can't do this because, there's some craziness going on in the world right now. That's why I can't do this, honey. That's why I can't travel. That's why I can't do this because. And so you use distractions to keep you from answering the question of your but and your why. And then there's self-sabotage. And then there's fear of destruction. Sometimes we are afraid of ourselves most. It ain't the people around us that we're afraid of. It's not even that we are afraid of our circumstances, of the things that we are facing. We fear ourselves the most. Because when we have to look at ourselves, right? Then we have to come to some realizations and have some real conversations. And we're not willing to do that part yet. Because if I can blame somebody, if I can deny it, if I can rationalize it out, if I can let my distractions be so, if I can continue with the self-sabotage and, ooh, woe is me if I do this, this is going to happen. If I can hold on to all of that fear. Look at here, little girl. Come on, Leah. Come on with it. This book saved my whole life. Battlefield of the Mind. And when I tell you, do I have an extra copy? I think I have an extra copy. I've given 2 copies away, but I have an extra copy. This may be my extra copy. This book, when I was going through when things were insane, Battlefield of the Mind, I read this like it was my air every single day. Thank you, Miss Liv. Great minds think alike. We absolutely create a false reality that will block our purpose. Absolutely. That's where that but comes in. Thank you, Liv, for tying that all together. I haven't looked at this book in a minute. Thank you so much for tying that together. Let's answer those questions of those buts. How long have you been holding on to that but? What is the source of it? And is it real? Did you make it up? So some of us, can we be real? Since we sisters on here, some of us, we made the story more intense than it really was. Come on, Liz, so we can block our purpose. We created a false reality of the thing. See, I worked myself up into a frenzy about the fear and anger and hurt and frustration. I worked myself up into the frenzy of the thing. And then I practiced telling the thing to everybody that would listen. So now I have purposefully blocked myself with the reality that is not real. Because I needed it to be a big thing so I wouldn't have to deal with the smallness of me. I need to somebody write that down. I like that. I needed it to be a big thing. So I wouldn't have to deal with the smallness of me. Did anybody else feel that besides me? I needed that thing to be big so I wouldn't have to deal with the smallness of me. Come on, Jesus. And that simply means, my sister and my brother, you are far powerful, far smarter than you could ever imagine. You assume that you're small. You adapted that attitude. No one gave that to you. It was never yours to claim. It was never yours to own. It was never yours to carry. It was never yours to wear. It was never yours to shoulder up. You're not small, but you have made your story bigger so that you didn't have to deal with you. And because we don't want to deal with the smallness of us, and that means I have pushed myself down into smallness so I don't realize my greatness. Have you ever pushed something down into a jar and shoved it, and you keep shoving it and try to put the lid on at the same time? Sometimes you even sit on it like your suitcase to get it all in because you done overpacked. That's what you're doing to yourself. We make things big so we don't have to deal with the smallness. The smallness of me. Thank you, Miss Leah. A to the man. I felt that. What is our butts? How long have we been holding on to them? Where did they come from, and are they real? Nope, nope, nope. They are not. In the ways that we block us, this is how we keep ourselves small. This is why we make our story big. And the smallness of you is the little girl or the little boy in you that somewhere along the way adopted somebody else's ideology of yourself, and you stopped growing. So you could be 45, come on, and never grown past 12, past 10. Because at that point, somewhere along the way, you adopted somebody else's story of your life. And you have practiced their version of the story your entire life. So now here you are, 40, 50, 60, and the circumstances have rewrote your story so you don't even understand. So the smallness of you gets lost in a big thing that you're trying to wrestle. And you're only small, my sister and my brother, because we're not willing to deal with the thing. Because we want to deny it. We want to blame other people. We want to rationalize it. We are distracting ourselves from it. We are doing self-sabotage. And we are fearing destruction. Of what? What are we fearing destruction of? Because here's the thing. All of it was built on a falsehood, right? Can we agree on that? That all of it, if you're holding on to the butt, if you're holding on to the butt of it, all of it was built on falsehood. Miss Leah, come on, Bible verse. What does it mean? What happens when you build on a house? A house divided, number one. But when you, is that in the Bible about building a house on sand? Maybe that's seeds. I'm getting my stories mixed up. But you're building on something that's not false. That's not true. You're building on something that is false. And you're worried about you destroying something that never existed. It only existed here. And then because it existed here, you created the thing. And you made it bigger than what it was. So when you, at some point, you got to stop and look at the but of life. But what? I would do this, but I would apply for that job, but I would start this business, but is it real? Who gave it to you? And how long have you been telling yourself that story? How long are you going to hold on to something that, and then your fear of, these are the reasons why we can't do it, right? And fear of destruction is one. What are you fearing destroying when everything around you is not true? Do you not is that simple? Can we agree that that's simple? I don't want to destroy something that I had to make up because I didn't want to deal with the buts, but it's all fake. But because I built it around fakeness, I can't handle the truth of it. So I've got to keep making the falseness of it bigger. Like we said, I needed it to be a big thing so I wouldn't have to deal with the smallness of me. And the smallness of you is somewhere along the way you inherited or adopted somebody else's ideology of who you are. So at 45, there's a 10-year-old, 12-year-old JoJo stuck in there, and she's small because she doesn't realize the greatness that she has at 45. And because she doesn't realize the greatness she has at 45, she's got to make everything else bigger. So she doesn't have to deal with the smallness of herself. At some point, you got to deal with you. You won't be able, because in dealing with us and getting past the but, we're healing. We're healing the process. You've got to heal from life experiences, the wounds you created, defensive strongholds, limiting beliefs, false mental paradigms, and you've got to get rid of the things that challenge your self-confidence and your self-esteem. It takes courage to be faithful to your true self. And it rests on your willingness and ability to heal. But do you not think you're worth the work to heal? Thank you, Kiba. I knew it was in there somewhere. Good morning, Kiba. Good morning, Sandra. Hey, my friend. So what are your buts? So Mom, if you're just joining the show, that is the fearless topic of the day. But what? The fearless quote of the day: a woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. That's by Diane Mary Child. But what? So here are my buts. I would open a bookstore, but I don't know how. I want to have this retreat, but I don't know how to organize one. I want to do my birthday party, but I don't know if anybody would come. I want to host this thing, but ain't nobody gonna come, because this is how we talk ourselves into something and out of something in one breath. This is the power of your words. I just affirmed what I wanted to do, and then I just canceled it out. One breath. I didn't need nobody else to participate, because I did it myself. You add in external forces, and then you got hell on your hands. Because you're trying to say, JoJo, yeah, you can do it. And you putting a button in there, and you got somebody else telling you can't do it. It may be your family. It may be your friends. It may be your coworker, your boss. It may be the inner you that you battle with every day. One part of you wants to be great, and one part of you keeps reminding you of what was and what used to be. And so you assume you can't do it. But what? See, we're getting past all the things that hinder us to get past our butt. We're doing that. And we're going to deal the healing process to get past my butt, because we owe it to ourselves to do that. So this is what keeps us from getting to our butt. We deny that there's a problem. We blame everybody else. I would do this, but my mama crazy. I would do this, but my mama ain't fixing to understand no part of what I'm trying to tell her. I would do this, but I don't want to upset my church family and them not understanding me wanting to learn more outside of what they teaching. I would have this business, but I don't have no money. I would move, but I don't know nobody. I've moved, not known a soul, and not had no money. Listen, I don't recommend it. You need to have a plan. But what? But what? So we deny that we have a problem. We blame somebody else, and then we rationalize it out. I would do this, but, because mama's sick and I don't want to do this, or, because I'm a single mother and I'm trying to raise these kids, but because I work these 2 jobs and I can't, and because my job is so far away, that limit, and you have created a whole story around why you can't do something. And then you surround yourself with people who ensure that you are reminded every day on why you can't do that thing. Your friends sometimes keep you exactly where you want to be. That's why you don't change friends. That's why you don't seek out no new ones. Because your old ones are doing exactly what you want them to do, keeping you stuck where you want to be. They keep you talking about the same problem, the same man, the same issue. We rationalize it, and then we distract ourselves. I would do this, but, I need to really pay attention on this thing right now, because, my health ain't good. Some of us use our health and lack thereof for all kinds of reasons of why we can't do nothing. But look at this. Your health is never the reason why you should do the thing. I'm a little overweight and I'm diabetic and I got high blood pressure. That's why, JoJo, I would travel, but I can't. I done gained a few pounds. I ain't got. But your health ain't serious enough for you to do nothing about it, but it's serious enough to keep you from living your life. That's called rationalizing, blaming somebody else, not wanting to heal, and taking everything you can from dealing with the fact that you are both the problem and the solution. You could have a different life, but you don't want to. And that's where self-sabotage comes in. Well, I can't, because I got to stay on this medication, and you never once open your mind up to the possibility that you may have a different story. Sorry about that. I thought somebody was pulling in my driveway. You never once open yourself up to the possibility that you may have a different story, because you have self-sabotaged yourself so well and hung onto your story so good. And then you fear destruction. You fear that if you look at yourself and you take away your butt, then everything is going to crumble. But you got to realize everything that you built was false. It wasn't real. And some of us, we're so addicted to telling that story, it doesn't matter that it's not real. We are insistent on telling that story. How long have you been telling it? Where did it come from? And is it real? Are you really scared? Are you really scared of the thing? Are you really scared to move? Are you really? Is that a thing? Are you really scared to move? No, I don't think you are. I think you're using your life excuses, and your butt has become bigger than your why. And then you worked yourself up into an anxiety frenzy because you assumed so many things here that were not real. So now you've built your life on things that are not real. Is your butt even real? Again, you're fearing destruction of something that's not real. You gave yourself all those self-imposed restrictions. I can't, my daughter absolutely hates to drive on the highway. Who gave her that fear? I don't know. Because her mama on the highway all the time. Do I push her outside that fear all the time? Yep. Does she hate me for it? Absolutely. But guess what? The fear was here more in than the action of doing the thing. She worked herself up into a frenzy for no reason because she assumed she couldn't do it. She assumed it would be bad before she even tried the thing. What is your butt stopping you from doing? I will have a bookstore. I will have this retreat, Sisters Rising. It will be in August, A to the Men. I am planning my birthday party. I am seeking help because watch JoJo and her butt. I've never had a birthday party for 2 years. I've had this morning show every year. I've said I want to have a birthday party. And because nobody ever planned it for me, I didn't do it. Because I would say I would have a birthday party, but I ain't got nobody to plan it. So I didn't have it. I would have a birthday party, but ain't nobody gonna come. They ain't gonna come because I ain't planning it. I would have a party, but I don't know where I would have it. But I don't have any friends. I said I don't have any friends. Can y'all believe that? I would do this, but ain't nobody gonna come to my party. I had to make the thing great so I wouldn't have to deal with the smallness of me. And that smallness of me was not dealing with the little girl inside of me whose last birthday party was 5 and nobody came to her party. The neighborhood kids did, and just assuming nobody was going to come. I'm 45. At what point we going to get past that? There's going to be a party this year. There is no but. My butt wasn't real. Okay? I've been holding on to it since I was 5. Who gave it to me? I don't know. You've got to start the healing process past your butt. Good morning, I'm from North Carolina. You've got to get past that. And so I made the thing big so I didn't have to deal with the smallness of me. And see, you're great. And like the quote of the day say, a woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. And for my brothers, the same as you. A man is the full circle. He can create, nurture, and transform. But until you realize your greatness, you live with the smallness of you. And you just assume that you can't, and you allow your butt to be valid. And you never question who gave it to you. Is it real? And how long have you been holding on to that story? So on this wonderful Thursday, how are we getting past that? These are the things that keep us stopped from getting past our butts. We deny it. We blame someone else. We rationalize the thing. I'm going to do it, as soon as I do this, as soon as I do that, but this. We allow our distractions to continue to distract us from the thing. We self-sabotage every day. And we fear destruction of something that is not real. We fear destruction of something that is not real. We fear destruction of something that is not real. And here we are trying to hold it together for something that doesn't exist. As Rosie says, but for why? That's what Rosie said. When she was a little girl, instead of asking why, she said, but for why? That makes sense on today. But for why? Why are your butts valid? B-U-T. Who gave it to you? How long have you been holding on to it? List out your butts today. Let's do that. On this wonderful Thursday, let's list out the things we put butts on the end of. You would do what, but what? You would go where, but what? You would start what, but what? Why are you afraid of the thing? And we need to start taking away the buts that hinder us. It's time to get past the denial, the self-sabotage, the blaming, the rationalization, the ideology that we've accepted from other people, fear of destruction of something that is not real. So on this wonderful Thursday morning, I hope this has helped somebody. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. You are all the things, brother and sister, okay? Man and woman. You are all the things. You are all that I can promise you. You are all the things, okay? You are the one who's putting that but on there. You are the one who's saying, I could be all the things, but JoJo, you don't, I may not understand your journey, how you got to your butt, but I understand the story of it. I may not understand your story, I'm sorry, but I understand your journey of it. But what? All of my butts were valid. They absolutely were. It was hard, but what? I didn't know the answer, but what? I took away my distractions. But what? So what are we going to get past today? So on this lovely Thursday, we're taking away the butts. So ask yourself so you listing out your butts today. I would do this. I would start this business, but I can't because I would do this, but this. And then once you've listed out your butts, ask yourself these 3 questions. How long have you been holding on to that butt? Is it real? And where did you get it from? I would go on a cruise, but I'm afraid of water. Why? Because my mama afraid of water. Why? Because her mother was afraid of water. Why? So you have inherited fears. And that's how I got over my fear of water and flying. Because when I started asking questions and started to remove my butt, how long have I been afraid of flying? I want to go to, that's why my speaking engagements didn't pick up, because I couldn't fly anywhere to get to them. And here was now this is the crazy, please don't be like JoJo in this part. Here was the crazy part. Lord, I want to be an international speaker. Jesus, carrying my books around the world. Lord, I want to change the world. I am my sister's keeper. I am the Live Past Crazy Jesus. I want to impact the world. And you know what Jesus finally said to me after, listen, I am queen of quotes and mantras. That was my mantra every day. It hung up on my bathroom wall. I had a whole paragraph. And at the end, I said all of those things, that that's what I wanted to do. And you know what he finally said to me? You want to do all this, right? Yes, sir. I want to do all things. I want to travel the world. I want to change it. I want to do all of it. He said, that's great. I'm proud of you. How you going to do it if you want to get on the plane? How you going to do that if you're afraid of water? How you going to do that if the very thing that you say you want to do, you are blocking yourself from doing because why? But what? Is your butt real? Who gave it to you? And how long have you been holding on to it? It was, let me tell you, y'all know the book of The Untethered Soul. I was in Texas. I was in San Antonio Airport when I got over my fear of flying. I had threw up on the way down there, and the day before I left, I got sick. And I didn't even eat because I knew I was going to be sick the next morning. I had worked myself up into a big-ass frenzy. And I'm sitting in that airport, and I open up that section of the book, and it said I had inherited fears. It says, how many of us have fears that we have inherited from other people? And I was like, what? And then it got deeper. Like, have you ever questioned why you afraid of the thing? I was afraid of flying. My mama was afraid of flying. But why was my mama afraid of flying if she went to school to be a flight attendant? Because her mother was afraid of flying. So here I am, 3 generations into a fear that I never knew anything about. And it was right there in the Texas airport, San Antonio, that I cried like a little baby. And the man sitting beside me was like, you okay? Honey, I was eating peanut butter crackers and drinking a ginger ale, crying and snotting and reading The Untethered Soul. I got on that plane. First of all, I bought me a chicken salad because my tail was hungry because I didn't eat the day before. I bought me a chicken salad, and when the lady came around, you want something to drink? I want something to drink, and I want some cookies. And I ate my little self happy all the way back home. When we get past the buts, come on, Sandra. When we get past the buts, when we look at our whys, are they real? Who gave them to us? And how long have we had them? When we get past that, okay, now we can start the healing process. Now we can begin the thing again. Now I don't have to make the thing great, so I don't have to deal with the smallness of me, because I'm willing to deal with the smallness of me so that I can be great. You are full circle. Within you is the power to create, nurture, and transform. Period. So we're not denying, we're not blaming, we're not rationalizing, we're not allowing our distractions to keep us anywhere. We're not self-sabotaging, and we sure are not afraid of destruction. You have fear of destruction of something that is false. It's been built on falsehood. It's not real. So you're afraid that your house is going to crumble, but it's never been built on anything solid. Okay? So that's what we dealing with. Y'all, we done went so over this morning. I apologize. It is a whole 8:01. We have went a full... how we've been on here since 7:16, y'all. See, sometime I can talk. Don't let JoJo get caught up, because we getting past them butts and those fears today. I'm so sorry. I try to be mindful of everybody's time, but there are some things that I just had to say, and I'm glad that you are here to receive them. If this was something that was not for you, please take what you need and leave the rest for someone else. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If you know someone who needed this information, please make sure you share the show and send them over here to the Fearless Morning Show. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning, as I got a little long-winded. I apologize, but I hope it helps somebody. Y'all don't let me talk to myself. If this has helped you, please let me know. And if there's a topic, don't forget, I do take topic ideas and suggestions. If there's something that you would like to discuss or me to go over or research. Yeah, right. That's right, Keeper. We at home anyway. I forgot about that. I hope you guys are being safe out there. I hope that you have everything that you need to be safe and to be amazing. And what better day? Thank you, Keeper. Look at Keeper opening up the door, because we have the power to open up the door to our blessings. We have the power to close them off to things that do not serve us. So what better day than today, okay, to list out our butts. Hey, good morning, friend. How are you? What better day to list out our butts? List them out today. List out everything you would do, but what? List them out and then answer those 3 questions. Is it real? Who gave it to you? And how long have you held on to it? And then tomorrow we'll work on the second part of that. Because what we're not doing is living small over here. And we're not apologizing for living great. We're not doing that. That's what we're not going to do. A woman is the full circle. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. I hope you have an amazing Thursday. I want you to please be peaceful, period. There is nothing past that. Please be peaceful, period. Please make sure you share the show. And I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. I promise I won't be long-winded tomorrow. I'm sorry. But I hope you have an amazing day. And I will see you guys here bright and early. And if you want to share your butts, please send them to me. And maybe we can work through them together. Because, honey, I don't work through a whole lot of my butts. And there will be a birthday party this year. A to the men, I'm planning it. And people will come. We're not allowing butts to stop us from our greatness. Let's not make a thing great so we don't have to deal with the smallness of us. Let's deal with that little girl or little boy who adopted somebody else's ideology of what life should be, should have been, where it should go, and not deal with us. Okay? All right, guys, have an amazing day. I'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.
Thank you again for listening to the Live Past Crazy Show with Yonmitra Jojo. She is the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and she is glad you spent your time with her. If you would like to know more about why she knows crazy and about her journey, she invites you to check out her website, www.livepastcrazy.com, as well as follow her on social media. Yonmitra is her tag for IG, Twitter, and Facebook, JANMETRA. She also invites you to join her on the Fearless Morning Show, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook Live. Again, you can find us on Facebook with the Fearless Morning Show page or by name. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialists, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a specific blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? Then send them over her way, because there is life after crazy. Be peaceful, period. And Yonmitra will see you guys on the next show.